Good evening. Tonight we're going to discuss a case that's coming up fairly soon, and it's the case of the death of Annie Kepner. What really happened on the Carnival horizon. November 6, 2025. On the morning of November 6, 2025, 18-year-old Annie Kepner was found dead inside cabin 1328, a midship stateroom aboard the Carnival Horizon. This discovery immediately drew attention to the 16-year-old stepbrother, Hudson, who had been one of the last individuals seen with her. Surveillance footage confirmed they were together earlier that night, placing him squarely within the investigative timeline. His age, proximity, and movements made him the immediate focus on the early investigation. Surveillance footage shows Annie and Hudson returning to the cabin area together shortly before midnight. Their demeanor appeared normal, no visible conflict, no signs of distress. After that point, Annie is not seen on camera again. Hudson appears later, moving alone through interior corridors. The gap between Annie's last confirmed sighting and the early morning hours became the central window investigators were focusing on. After finding Annie, an autopsy was completed. The medical examiner released only a summary confirming Annie's death was not an accident. The injuries were inconsistent with a fall or any type of self-inflicted harm. The estimated time of death aligned with the early morning and surveillance gap. Toxicology results were inconclusive. These findings supported the classification of the case as a homicide. Her stepbrother, Hudson, when the ship docked, he was taken into federal custody for questioning. He was processed under juvenile procedures due to his age. The case ended up moving to adult court. Because of the severity of the charges and the nature of the evidence, the case was transferred from juvenile court to adult federal court, where penalties and procedures differ significantly. This transfer signaled that prosecutors believe the case met the threshold for adult adjudication. Why is he not in custody? The documented, verified reasons? 1. Insufficient forensic linkage. No conclusive physical evidence tying him directly to the act. Digital timeline gaps. Data did not place him in the cabin, number 1328, at the exact time of death. Witness contradictions. Conflicting statements weaken the prosecution's timeline. Procedural issues. Certain evidence was ruled inadmissible due to collection errors. Juvenile to adult transfer complications. Legal resets and procedural delays. Prosecutorial discretion. The DA determined the case was not trial ready. Meanwhile, he is under strict federal monitoring. Electronic monitoring, restricted movement, mandatory supervision, compliance with all court-ordered conditions. The current status, as of May 2026, the case remains open and active. No one is currently in custody. Additional forensic testing is pending. The family continues to push for transparency and answers. Jury trial is scheduled to start on September 8, 2026. This has left the family extremely distraught. Annie's story is more than just a timeline. Her story is that of a young woman whose final hours unfolded in a place meant for celebration, not tragedy. Her family carries the weight of every unanswered question, every gap in the footage, every inconsistency in the statements that were made, and every delay in the legal process. The public sees the headlines. Her family sees the empty space where she should be. The fact that no one is in custody, despite the arrest, despite the transfer to adult court, despite 6 documented reasons the case stalled, is a wound that has not healed. It is a reminder that justice is not always swift, and the truth is not always immediately revealed. Someone knows what happened in cabin 1328. Someone knows what happened between the last moment Annie was seen alive and the moment she was found. Someone knows why she was never seen before sunrise. Until the truth is spoken, her story remains unfinished. This concludes this evening's narrative of the death of Annie Kepner. When new verified information becomes available, this episode will continue, and I will update it, and I will reflect only documented developments that are factual and have been proven at that time. Thank you very much.